After the attacks of September 11th, the way we travel in airports changed almost overnight. Stricter travel guidelines and detailed security checkpoints are now the norm for flyers. But it wasn't always like this.
There is nothing the same. It's a completely different world.
TSA was created just months after the 9/11 attacks on November 19th. Executive Director of Pitt Greenville Airport, Bill Hopper, tells me security prior to the attacks was extremely lax.
Screening is completely different. It used to be done by the airlines, and now it's done by the federal government.
Over the last 20 years, they've implemented new technology, full-body scanners, CT x-rays, and credential authorization technology. But security goes even further than that.
Screening starts today in the living room when the passenger is sitting down their laptop purchasing the ticket, right? They're putting their full name, their date of birth, things of that nature. And as soon as they hit enter and buy that ticket, right, their name is ran through several different databases, and that's where the screening starts.
Miguel Herrera, Assistant Federal Security Director for TSA screening in Raleigh and surrounding airports, joined the TSA just 1 year after the attacks.
I was in a different line of work at the time, and just as a private citizen, seeing what was going on in the world after 9/11, I wanted to do something to make a difference.
Herrera says aviation security went from a one-size-fits-all to a risk-based, intelligence-driven organization that can mitigate threats effectively. Pairing older units like metal detectors, which use 1960s technology, with full-body scanners for a more accurate assessment, is just one example.
Computed technology, CT x-rays on the checkpoint, where we can actually take several different slices of a bag and look at an item 3D, and the officers can look behind an item, in front of it, they can spin it, so they can really hone down on seeing what's in a passenger's bag. Back in the day, there were all manual ID checks, right? You would walk up and give a TSO your ticket and your driver's license or your passport, and it would be up to the officer to physically look at that ID and try to figure out, is it legit? We still do that today, but we also have technology called CAT machines, which is credential authentication technology, to where a passenger can walk up and put their driver's license in a machine. That machine reads the driver's license, and it tells us different information, and it helps the officer on the checkpoint in real time figure out, is the ID good?
And it's those technologies that over the years have stopped potential threats to American soil. Just like the attempted shoe bomber attack just 2 months after 9/11, the 2006 liquid explosives attempt, the 2009 Christmas Day underwear bomber, and stopped aviation terrorist attacks in 2015 and 2017 on foreign soil.
The same storyline has been going on and on since 9/11.
Assistant Director Herrera says the threat to aviation is still there.
Our officers have to be right 100% of the time. The adversary just has to come to an airport and be right once, and things could be catastrophic.
Herrera tells me on Saturday, September 11th, the day of the 20th anniversary, officers will be out on the floor in all airports here in North Carolina and nationwide.
They're going to be working with heavy hearts, knowing the reason they're there, but they will be there mitigating the threat just like they do every other day of the year.